Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 16th to the 28th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be fooled by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That person is not me and it is a scam, so do not be scammed. All right, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo. Oh, goodness. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And let's see your chakra energy for this time. Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Fantastic. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. So we're starting off with flexibility, the sacral chakra. And then we have meditation, the crown chakra. And finally, universal light, the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. And let's see the energy that you need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Virgo needs to be mindful of? February 16th to the 29th, 2021, Virgo. What is the energy that Virgo needs to be mindful of? February 16th to the 28th, there we go, 28th, 2021, Virgo. What is the energy that Virgo needs to be mindful of? February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Queen of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is not necessarily focusing on a sign. The energy of an air sign, of the Queen of Swords, is in the negative aspect, is somebody very cold, very cutting, very cruel with their words. So, yes. So do be mindful of that, of course. Then we have the Star card, which represents Aquarius energy, January 20th to February 18th. Now, this is amplified with the Queen of Swords right here. But this is a person who is too emotionally, Spirit is saying too emotionally wounded, okay? They're bringing a lot more to the table than what you are expecting, okay? So if this is at work, a person is dealing with a lot more things than just the projects that you're doing or, you know, the sales that need to get done. They're bringing a lot more to the table, and it can make them very hard to work with. It can also make them very snippy. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Everything is all about money, about they want quality and they want cheap, like at the exact same time. And they want you to produce, but they don't want to give you anything for you to produce, you know, if you understand what I'm saying. So if this is a relationship, this is somebody who will harp on you if, you know, everything isn't perfect, but won't give you anything in return. And they could be going through a really stressful time. You know, you could sit there and kind of have to step back and look at things differently, or look at the whole picture of what they're going through. But this is a bit of challenges. This is also an energy that can be very manipulative around money. Very much, you know, too emotional, too, you know, trying to pour everything into your ocean, into their ocean, okay? And yeah, it's overflowing, okay? So we'll get into that a little bit more in a minute because I'm very curious about that. Okay, the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we have Patience right here, which is Sagittarius energy, November 22nd to December 21st. Then we have the Queen of Air, again. So where you have a negative Queen of Air, Queen of Swords, now you have a very positive, Queen of Swords. The Two of Fire, the Two of Wands, the Two of Water. So this is healing coming in. The repeat of the number 2 is extremely powerful for you because there is the sense of something creatively moving forward, like some sort of bridge is crossed, something comes together. You have the Two of Pentacles, so now you have 2 3 times, which is divinely giving you this message of unity, of coming together, of understanding. This is saying here, your heart is telling you you're attempting to balance too much and you're forgetting to balance yourself. It's like you need to keep everything up in the air, you need to keep everything going, and the person who is suffering, the person who's having the candle burnt at both ends is you. You have the Messenger of Air, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Water, water sign energy, well, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, but here it is a gift of healing. It really is. And it can come to you from a water sign energy, but that's very interesting. You have the Fool then, so new beginnings. The Seven of Wands, choose your battles very wisely. The Eight of Cups, you're walking away from something you once thought you would love. The Four of Wands, there is a celebration coming in. And then the Four of Earth, but there's also this sense of this vampiric energy, this draining, this, you know, this fight. And a lot of this time, and not to be negative about this time, because it's not necessarily a negative time, but it is a time where you need to sit there and look at what it is that you want, where it is that you're headed, and look at what it is that has held you back in the past, and see if past patterns are coming forward. Because there is this huge sense of healing, but when you heal, you're going to like bring up, it's kind of like a cloud coming up and then being dispersed into the air. But first, like all this, storm cloud energy is coming out of you. And so here we're going to start with the energy that is holding you back. And it's really rather interesting energy, because I see this as a person who is manipulative, most definitely, who can sit there and say, can say certain things and make it sound really, really good. And then just the practice of being around them, just the practice of knowing your truth and claiming your truth, it can be so very hard around this person, because they turn everything back to them. They turn everything back into an argument. They'll give you a compliment and a diss at the exact same time, and you're always off your guard with this person. And itchy palms. So I remember somebody saying this to me, and it always stuck in my head, that when you have itchy palms, it means money's going out. And that could be a frustration that you guys are having during this time. And it can be that, you're working with something at work or with somebody at work, and they're really, really, really being biting, because first of all, they're bringing more than work to the table. And secondly, money is tight. Nobody wants to spend anything. There is this sense of having almost to perform magic to be able to get things to be where other people want them to be. And you're really, really frustrated with this. And you can't vent, okay? Around this person, you can't even vent a little bit. You can't even be like, oh man, I have to come in. And you could be thinking about 500,000 reasons why you would rather like not be coming in that day. You could have a huge list of things that you have to do, and the person will be like, oh yeah, and they'll tell somebody else, oh yeah, you were complaining. They're just not grateful. They're always complaining about everything. And you're sitting there and you're like, that's not what I was saying at all. So be very, very mindful of this person and the way that they kind of position themselves to look really, really good. And they just want you to take the flak for everything. And it'll never be their fault. It will never be their fault. Okay. And then we have your chakra energy coming forward. So we have flexibility, we have the sacral chakra, we have the crown chakra, and we have the soul star chakra. The sacral chakra here is promoting flexibility. It's promoting this ease of movement of self, this understanding of what it is that you desire, of how it is that you want to be embracing your life. And there's a flexibility to where you want to get to in your existence. And so here with the sacral chakra, this is where a lot of negativity is held from this life and from past lives. So here, this is the stance of wisdom, calling forward wisdom. And you're going to see yourself calling forward wisdom into your life to move past life pains, to move past this life pains, to sit there and let your creative energy shine. And also let your sexual energy shine, to really step into yourself and say, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I love in my life. And I'm not being held back by the negativity of another person, by the trauma of my past. I am moving forward in the purpose and in the power of my present. And also in all the lessons, all the understandings that I have come to. And it leads you to meditation. Now, with the crown chakra, it's your mind connecting with your heart. Because if you can see here, the heart chakra is lit up with the light over it. So through meditation, through connecting with your crown, connecting with your thoughts, connecting with your breath, you connect with your heart, but you also put the world into focus. So you could sit there and say, oh, Dane, I don't like to meditate. I have trouble sitting still. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. There is meditation that can come from doing a repetitive, task. There's meditation that can come through walking. And you can also start breathing differently. And I know it sounds odd, but if you start breathing through your nose, it just kind of makes you calmer. And it centers you a bit more. And it declutters the mind. And so if you just start, close your mouth, just breathe through your nose, inhale and exhale, and just keep doing that. And see how long you just breathe through your nose for. And it makes you silent. You can't kind of talk to yourself. I'm a huge person who talks to themselves and tries to work things out and works things out like that. But I'm really starting to love the silence the silence of just focusing on the breath and bringing that into my daily life. And it becomes beautiful. And so here with meditation, it's connecting the mind with the heart, and it's connecting the heart with the mind. And so often we think this is two separate things. We are either all logic or we are all emotion, or we try to transcend both. And that gets tricky because that's just hard because we're human beings. But if we sit there and say, I am my thoughts and I am my emotions and I am a powerful, brilliant being who opens up the door and moves forward in both, and who has this conversation and doesn't let one rule the other, I become balanced and I become aware and I become more powerfully me. And it leads you then to the universal light. The universal light shines from you. It connects with you to every living being, to every powerful thing. It moves you forward in understanding, in purpose, in dedication, in determination. It's connecting you. And, with the soul star chakra, it's this light coming down on you. And it's sitting there and it's shining out. And people are going to be very drawn to it, but they can also be very annoyed by it, especially this energy here where, they just kind of want to muck you up. They want you to trip and fall. And they're pouring the waters, not to water the land with the Aquarius energy and to aid the sea, but to almost try and overflood you, almost try to make things just be too much for you so that they'll win and you'll give up. It's just not a nice energy. So just be very mindful of that. We have here patience. So during this time, patience is going to be astoundingly necessary, because you have patience in this deck is the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So to call upon your patience, to call upon your presence, yourself, and say, I'm going to be present in my being, in my soul, in my awareness of my world. I'm going to be patient because I know things are happening in divine timing, not my timing. And this can be really frustrating because we always want things in our time. So be patient with the way that you're moving forward. Be patient with the ideas that you're seeing. Be patient with the frustrations that you have. Also call your angels, call divinity into your life. It's like when things get hard, it isn't time to, just sit there and be like, oh, that's it, I'm done. It's too hard, I'm giving up. It's time to kind of recalibrate, refocus yourself and ask the world, what are you telling me? What am I missing? What am I in my infinite wisdom trying to plan for my life that isn't right for me? I had divinity step in so many times. And it was like, no, I'm going to walk down this path. I'm going to be this type of person. I have to do things sensibly and practically and, everything like that. And divinity, I just really felt divinity looking at me, shaking its head and being like, no, that isn't your path. That isn't why you're here. So many of us, we have a calling, and we do. But it's not a big, grand calling. We're not going to be movie stars or rock stars or anything with people knowing our names. We're going to be quiet people who live good lives. And you know what? That's enough. The world needs more of that. The world right now is filled with, I can yell louder than you. I can be more outraged than you. I can be angrier than you. But what if you stop and you say, this is my patience. This is my divine way forward. This is my life, and I get to live it right. And I get to live it in alignment with me. So this is patience for divine timing. This is patience that there is a plan. There is a purpose. And it moves you to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords with the air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, now if you're born on the cusp with Libra, that's really shining out. You're going to want things to be in balance. And you're going to need to be patient with the way this balance comes forward within your life. Now, with the Queen of Swords, there is this sense of, I know my mind. I know what it is that I desire. I know who I am. And you might say, Dane, I don't know any of this. The Queen of Swords is a warrior queen. All right? The swords in the minor arcana, they're the only weapon. They're the only thing that is constantly a weapon. Yes, every single object, every single pentacle, cup, wand, or staff can be used to kill, right? They can be used as weapons. But the sword is primarily a weapon. And it can be used as a decorative, formal thing. But it is always to show rank or to show a force of violence. So here, or a presence of violence, that things can escalate. But the violence of the mind is also the taming of the mind. Because if you can take your mind and tame it, take your mind and see what it is that you want. Be conscious within your being. Be conscious within your soul. Be conscious within your desires forward. And sit there and say, my mind is my most powerful, most valued, most treasured thing. And it opens up my world to me. It opens up my understanding. It opens up my determination. And it opens me to new ideas, new ideals, and new ways forward. That becomes super cool. And so here, you're stepping into that role of being the warrior queen. Now, you could be the warrior king, the warrior period, the warrior ruler. But it's the person who knows your life, who knows your desires, who looks at things and cuts through the muck and the mire. And the muck and the mire is usually what the world says you should want. The world says this is how you should be. And you're saying, no, but this is who I am. And so as you take on this role, as you embrace this power, as you embrace this truth, you start to open to these ideas. And it moves you to the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is holding the world within your hand and saying, it's not as overwhelming. It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. It can also be, having patience and stepping into yourself, okay? Stepping into your power. Some people are born knowing that they're awesome, okay? And some of us, myself most definitely included, needed to find that. Had absolutely no self-worth, doubted, feared, felt completely overwhelmed by just existing, and was really sensitive for this world. And so here, when you start to look at the world, and instead of seeing it as a scary, overwhelming place, seeing it as this place of, I can do that. I can move forward. I can have the life that I wanted. I can be the person I always dreamt of being. It opens something new. It brings something new forward. It also brings you a sense of power, a sense of understanding, a sense of seeing. And it's like, oh, that's what I was missing. That's what held me back for so long. That's what I thought I could never have. And so the passion, the fire, the brilliance comes forward. And you start stepping into that. And there's a healing that comes, Virgo, with that understanding, with that embracing of your power and that embracing of yourself. So with the Two of Cups, it is this healing, beautiful love washing over you. It is the sense that there is so much more than what you expected coming forward. And as you heal, you are going to find that you've been putting everything else into maybe not even alignment, but priority over yourself. And you've been juggling everything. You've been trying to balance everything. And what you're going to see here is that you need to balance you. Your heart is saying, what about me? Because we sit there and we talk about, what we love. We talk about what we need. We talk about what we want. But we don't ever say, but this is me. This is what I need to be happy. This is what I need to move forward. This is who I am. So we talk about it in the abstract, but we don't implement it usually. And so here, with the Two of Pentacles, you are implementing that sense of, yes, I'm juggling everything, and I'm trying to be everything, and I have to understand everything, right? But I need to be centered within myself. I need to see who it is that I am. I need to know what it is that I desire. And I need to open up my world to me. And as you do this, okay, you have the messenger of air. You have yourself being a defender of your mind. You have yourself, cutting through doubts and fears. You have yourself also slaying dragons. This is a time where you are embracing your royalty of being, okay, the majesty within you, the God's head of power. Because remember, Brahma said, I'm getting really excited here. Brahma said, I hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place you will not look for it. And we see this time and time again in mysticisms, in religions, that the power of human beings is hidden within the human being, because we always look outward. We even talk about it when it comes to love. Oh, I'm going to find my other half. Somebody is going to complete me. Oh, this makes me so much better. And, and that's just not where the truth is. It's not going to be in another person that the glory comes. It's within you. And then that's where you could become that universal light. That's when this power opens up and you slay the dragons that have held you back. Because the dragons, if you think about them, they're flying snakes, right? So what were our ancestors super worried about? And what one of the hypotheses of why we have such good eyesight is that we had to be able to see the snakes in the grass, quite literally. And so when you're looking at the world and you're looking at the venomous creatures that you need to be aware of, you have the snakes in the grass and you have the birds in the sky, you have the vultures that come down, you have the ravens in battle and the scavengers in battle, right? And so a snake that can fly is terrifying. It is a monster. So here, with the Knight of Swords coming forward, you're being able to slay that ancestral monster, that thing that kept us held back from our true blessings, our true glory, our true power, our true prosperity. And the messenger of air is saying, now it is time to move past, or not to move past, but to give honor to what was hoarding away your gifts, what was hiding away your purpose, and to sit there and say, but this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I love. This is what I desire. And so then you enter into the world, which is entering into the bramble-covered path, the thorn-covered path, where the beauty and the poison lie together. And that's the world. The beauty and the poison lie together. But we ascend. We climb the tower. We ascend, and we embrace awakening. We awaken the sacred feminine, and we awaken the sacred masculine. And we say, this is who I am. This is what I desire. This is what I want for my life. That's the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is being the hero of the story, but also thinking things through, stepping back and saying, why is the fear here? Why is the anger here? Why is the hurt here? And the Ace of Cups is very much linked with the Two of Cups that is rooting you. So the two of Cups that roots you is looking at the hurt and looking at the pain and bringing the unity and bringing the prosperity forward and brings the healing part of the way. But the Ace of Cups is what divinity takes from our soul. It's the hurt, it's the pain, it's the disappointment, it's the anger, it's the upset, and it's purged out. And if you've ever had a detox or a purging, they're not necessarily the greatest things, they're not the most fun things. And so with this purge can come a sense of uncomfortableness. This is why you have to be very mindful of the energies around you that are going to try and manipulate things, going to try and bring you down during this time, because you are at an emotionally very sensitive place and you're purging away a lot of the hurts, a lot of the pains, a lot of the disappointments, a lot of the angers that have held you back or have made you think that life was supposed to be small. And so now you're releasing and you're saying, but this is me. This is my power. This is my passion. This is my understanding. This is my truth. This is me. And I'm opening up my world. And as you do this and as you purge this, there is a power that you're stepping into. There's a purpose that is around you. And it opens up your eyes. And so be aware that your heart is being healed and your heart and your mind are coming together in a way that says, I'm aware. I'm aware of what I feel. I'm aware of what I think. And I honor me. I honor who I am. Not who anybody wants me to be or what I think I should be or what, I think I should say. I honor who I am in love, in compassion, in kindness, and in truth. And it brings you to beginning your fool's journey, to sitting there and saying, I am answering the call. I am moving forward on my path. I'm embracing my truth. I'm opening the door, and I'm seeing my power. I'm seeing my understanding, and I'm walking in my glory. And so the Fool changes everything. Because the Fool, if we look at the Fool in medieval times, the Fool could say what others could not. Now, did the Fool get himself killed at times? Yeah, okay, he could have. But that's what we do when we speak our truth. We put ourselves out there in vulnerability, but we also die away the old fearful side of ourselves. Now, this isn't saying to speak the truth and be mean and hurtful and cruel and add to the arguing of the world. It means speak your truth. Say who it is that you are. Instead of defining yourself with what you do, define yourself with what's really super important to you. It could be your job. And it could be being a parent, or it could be, raising a child. It could be, raising your dog. I mean, I know that those two sound silly to put them next to each other, but just to have that love, to have that compassion. We define people by their status, how much money you have, how much power you have. We don't define them on the things that really matter. The quality of their soul, the person that they are. And so the Fool is challenging us to move past and call out our silliness and say, this is my passion, this is my power, this is my understanding, this is my truth. I'm answering my call. I'm beginning a journey, and I'm taking the steps, and I'm leaping forward because I'm beginning my hero's path. And my hero's path cannot be done if I don't embrace my truth. So whether it is simply being a kind person who gives a smile when you're out for a walk, or whether it's, climbing Mount Everest, being your authentic you is powerful. It's purposeful. It's why you're here. Because in the end, what is that old story? You can't take it with you. In the end, it's the moments that matter. It's the passion that matters. It's the courage you had to be yourself that matters. And it moves you to learning to pick your battles very wisely. We have just so much energy. So pick your battles wisely. Be wise. Be wise with the way that you're moving forward. Be wise with what you're embracing. Be wise with what you're seeing. Because so often we can get so wild up. We hear little clips of things, and they're meant to get us mad. They're meant to make us click. And so here, it's like, no, I'm stepping back. I'm saving my energy. I'm saving my energy for when it's needed to come forward, for when the battle is needed, instead of being exhausted and overwhelmed before I've even started the fight. I'm saving my energy for when I need it, for when I get to move forward in my empowerment. And the Seven of Wands says that, be very careful who you engage with in the public arena. Because again, you have this person over here poking you, kind of like, wanting to get a hornet's nest around you to keep the agitation really high. And then you have people just in day-to-day life who have had a bad day, who are overwhelmed, who have had too much, Things have been very intense. They'll come in and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I want a fight. I want something to be mad at. Here, it's stepping back and it's saying, how do I see my truth? How do I look at my passion? And it brings you to the 8 of Water. It brings you to walking away from something you once thought you would love. Now, this could be a job. Now, I'm not suggesting at all, and Spirit is not saying, quit your job, run away, join the circus. Okay? It is always easier to find a job when you have a job. All right? But this is saying here, look at what you want. Look at what you desire. And look at what no longer fits. What is causing you agitation. What is causing you irritation. And it's time to walk away. It's time to say, I'm done. I'm done. And I get to be done. And it is okay to be done. It is okay to have wanted this and built things up to this moment and then found out that it's not right for you. That is okay. That's how we learn. So often we're like, nope, I have to stick it out. It has to be, exactly as I imagined it. But a lot of times it can't be. It just can't be. So we have to be true to who we are. And it moves you to this celebration, to new job opportunities, to joy coming into your life, to passion, to determination, to new relationships coming in. This could be walking away from somebody who's very toxic, all right? And you're sitting there and you're like, no, I need to move forward. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in this relationship now. This could have been an ex, but their words still play in your mind, okay? It's like, yeah, that serpent. It's like that venom took root. And you're looking at it and you're like, no, you don't get to rule my head. Sometimes the 8 of Water, the 8 of Cups, I mean, it could be the end of a relationship, yes, the end of a work, a career path, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to change things up. I'm going to do something better for me, or, go to a different company or something to that effect, right? But it's also purging the poison within you. Purging the people who sat there and said, you are nothing. You are going to be unlovable, or you weren't what they wanted, and, just you were stupid, you were untalented, you were this, you were that. And all those little nasty bits. And it's like, I'm done. I'm done with this poison. I'm done with this hurt. The seeds, I get to choose what seeds grow within me. They don't get to choose anymore. And it leads you to a place of celebration, to moving towards your happily ever after, to joy, to happiness, to success, to bounty, to beauty, coming into your life and being a part of your life. It moves you to opening, to seeing, to saying, I get to celebrate me. I get to laugh, I get to love, I get to be. And it then has you looking at that vampiric energy that is around you and being like, no. With the Four of Pentacles, I always see this as the vampiric energy card. It's the leeches that are on us. It's like, no, I'm done. I'm done having my energy drained. I'm done trying to figure it out. I'm done. It is time for me to move forward. It is time for me to look at what I want, where I want to be, who I want to be, and move towards that celebration. This is celebration. This is like dancing in the rain. This is joy. This is beauty. This is passion. This is brilliance. This is hurt, okay? This is the negativity that always makes you feel like you have to fight. Because don't you remember, you were told that you couldn't achieve. You were told that you couldn't do your dreams. You couldn't be that person you always dreamt of being. But what gave them the right? This was negativity spoken over you. These are people who leech away your happiness by being microscopic in their own views and by sitting there and saying, if you're happy, then I can't be. So they leech away your happiness because that's the only way they know how to have any sort of higher vibration in their lives at all. Let's go deeper. Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. The Magician, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. I love that. You stand before the altar of your existence. Your hard work pays off. There's a celebration that comes forward. That is beautiful. Judgment, the Chariot, the Three of Cups. The Nine of Cups, the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, time frame December 22nd to January 19th, and the Nine of Wands. So you have the Magician here. You stand before the altar of your existence. You claim your power. You claim your understanding. You embrace your passions. You embrace the fact that you are a warrior. And you create. As above, so below. As you think it, so it becomes. You are a warrior of your mind. What you think, what you put out into the world becomes what you attract. What comes forward for you. What moves you forward. Whether you raise your energy vibration or you lower it by what you're thinking, it's a powerful barometer. It's a powerful tool within our lives. So here, we are being told to stand before our power, our purpose, and say, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want for my world. This is how I'm moving forward. This is me. And you're going to see that you're calling forward the magic, okay? As much as you like being behind the scenes, right now, there's a sense of power, of purpose, of this is me, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, and you're calling forward greater energy. So there's this shift within your inner self. There's this shift within the way that you see things, the way that you're embracing things, the way that you're looking at things, and it leads you to the Eight of Pentacles. As the world opens, this has opportunities, right? So this is mastery of self, of desires, of dreams, and the opportunities start coming in. Your hard work starts paying off. The blood, the sweat, the tears, the doubts, the heartbreaks, they start making sense. And it might not make all the sense all the time, but you get this little glimmer this little bit of sparkle that's like, oh, that's the reason. Oh, that's what I'm going for. Oh, that's my truth. And it brings you to this place of success, to this place of celebration. As you're healed, as you're moving forward, as you're looking at things differently, the success comes in, the power comes in, the seeing comes in, the truth comes in, and you start to rule your life, not in the way of, what do I need to get done? Where do I need to improve? But in a sense of, who am I? What do I want? What am I doing well? What is the joy that I can bring forward? How do I look at what I've worked at and celebrate what I've achieved instead of putting myself down for what I still need to go after? So you start to become that person that builds others up. Now, you might be that person, Virgo, and you most likely are that person that builds others up, right? But now it's time for you to build you up, for you to sit there and say, this is me. This is what I want, what I love, what I desire from my life. Judgment moves you forward, and this is forgiveness. Forgiveness for forgetting to balance yourself, to forgetting that you matter as you are the knight, as you are the defender of your truth, the person who is moving forward in the understanding of your dreams and your desires and your thoughts and your power. You are going to see yourself rising to this truth and also embracing a new you, embracing a new way of being, a new way of seeing, a new way of understanding. The forgiveness moves you, but the resurrection of your soul, of your passion, of your desires brings you forward. And it's like, I'm not the same person that I once was. I am so much more than I could ever have imagined. And it brings you to the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer energy. June 21st to July 22nd is the time frame. So you have this gift of the Ace of Cups. Okay, so that's why Spirit had me say the water signs, because Cancer is a water sign. This gift can come from a Cancer, but it also comes from you taking the reins of your life and saying, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is the side of me that I let the world see. This is the side of me that I don't let the world see. This is what I want for my life. These are my dreams that I let the world see, and these are the dreams that I hold very close to my heart and are still building. I'm moving forward in unity of self, but also in chaos of self. And I understand that, and I respect it. I'm also skilled and highly skilled in the power that moves me, in the power that guides me, in the passion of my life. The Three of Cups are the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments. Here it says friendship, but I always see the Three of Cups so different than everybody else. So I'm not going to change that now. The Three of Cups are those people who were supposed to celebrate us in friendship, in family, in any walk of life, in any avenue of existence where you trusted them and they let you down. They couldn't be what you deserved, what you desired. They just couldn't. And this is part of the fool's journey. It's like, can I move forward after being that hurt, after being that overwhelmed, after being that devastated? The answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you've learned so much and you're so much more than what you started off as being. And with the Three of Cups, it also shows us that we don't need everybody else. And I know that sounds rather cold and callous, but sometimes knowing I can do this on my own, or I can trust me fully and honestly and openly, that's the best thing. And it brings you to wishes coming true. It brings you to good fortune coming your way as you choose your battles wisely, as you walk away from what no longer fits. And what I love here, it's like 7, 8, and the 9. You have the 7 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups. You walk away from what no longer fits and you find where you're supposed to be. And it brings you on the most unbelievable journey. It's like the most unbelievable way forward. How do I move into my truth, into my passion, into my soul, into my life, into myself? And it comes with a looking at addictions. This is boundaries, the need for boundaries. This is looking at addictions. This is looking at, character flaws. And it's saying, no, this doesn't get to define me. I am not my past mistakes. I am not my past failures. I am me. And I am a constant learning, evolving person. And so your wishes come forward and you look at what has held you back. Because you're not your addiction. You're not your bad temper. You're not your disability. You're not so much of what we sit there and say, but this is me. This is a part of you, or this is a hurdle that you have to not, it can be overcome, but it's also learn how to manage, learn how to deal with, learn how to sit there and say, okay, well, this is what I can't do in life, but this is what I can. And it starts to move you forward in a way that's really quite extraordinary and really quite out of your ordinary. It brings you to a place where you're looking at the chaos in the world, you're looking at the change in the world, and you're like, how do I move to be the best, most powerful, most prosperous me? And it brings you to the 9 of Wands. The repeat of the number 9 in the public arena is that you're coming to the end of a cycle. Now, during this time, you have blessings coming in, but you also have doubts and fears and a lot of words coming your way, a lot of things coming your way. You can get rather blue, okay? You can get rather overwhelmed. Don't step into kind of easy coping mechanisms, like, easy escape routes. Step into your truth. Say, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I desire from life. I've been through the battles. I am determined to move forward. The negative energy isn't pulling me down anymore. My vibrational level isn't down here. It's up here. I'm embracing my truth, my passion, my understanding. I'm raising the bar. If you stumbled across this channel, if you are a part of this family, you don't want to be down here anymore. You want to be up here. And you most likely already are living right up here. And you're rising higher and higher. Not most likely, you are living right up here. And you're rising higher and higher and higher. You might have days where you have bad days, or you find yourself being a little bit more snippy than other days. Give yourself a break. You're human. You are determined to move forward, but you also have to honor how much you have come through. Okay? And you have to stop listening to everybody else's desires, everybody else's words, and say, this is me. This is what I want from my life. This is what I desire. And this is the truth I'm moving forward in. Let's see what your spirit animal message is. Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021 Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021 Virgo. February 16th to the 28th, 2021 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, fantastic. There we go. So we have here the turtle spirit. It says slow and steady wins the race. We are always so worried about the age that we are when we do things, or how quickly we can get things done. Slow and steady wins the race. Doing it well. Being fully present, not worried about everything else. It moves you forward, and it brings you to the place that you need to be. Don't sit there and think, oh my gosh, well, if I'm not here by this age, if I don't get this done at this time, it's all going to be over. No, it's not. There are so many different ways to move forward. And even if you're talking about your biological clock. Now, if you want to biologically have a child, that can be a little bit more tricky. But if you start to open up your ways and say, okay, I can have this happen, and there are all these different avenues, then you start to see that slowly and steadily building your world, building your foundation, it becomes easier because you've taken off the burdens and said, I know I'm moving forward in this truth. And we always forget foster care. Being a foster parent, you can then adopt children, and I believe it is for free. At least it is where I live. So here it becomes a very powerful thing to sit there and say, I'm taking back the power of my world. And it leads you then to the elephant. And the elephant spirit says, learn from the past. Learn from the past. It's shaped you, it's forged you, it's guided you. Learn from the past, but don't live in the past. We make that mistake. We are so easy. It's so easy for us human beings to live in the past. Don't. The past is pain because it can never be gotten again. It's always going to be over. So to live in the present, but to learn from everything that you have been through, that's power. It brings you then to the dove spirit. Be peace. Be peace. Let that peace radiate from your heart. It brings you then to the koi fish spirit. which says there is always enough. Our world likes to make us think that there's just so much lack, and there will always be so much lack. But there is always enough. If we could simply see it, embrace it, and know that we are okay, that would be magnificent. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Spirit does. Spirit has a plan. Let that plan move you forward. It brings you then to your subconscious person message, which is the Queen of Pentacles. It's you as a queen, living your vibrational truth, planting the seeds of prosperity within your life. It brings you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is visualization, the third eye chakra. Visualize, see. Now, it's not the secret to success, right? Visualization isn't going to be the missing key, but it is the thing that starts to open up the pathways in the mind, that makes you think, I can do this. If you visualize your success, and that's where the magician comes in, because that's above, so below. If you're visualizing your success and your failure at the exact same time, you're visualizing your success, but you're also super worried and thinking about 18 million different ways that you can fail, you negate the success that you're visualizing. The visualization of success, the opening up of the third eye chakra to your dreams and your desires, okay, is making the pathway within your brain to say, I can do this. Because our brains do not know the difference between reality and make-believe, which is terrifying, but also super cool. So if you're visualizing, meeting those goals, living in that house you wanted to always live in, being in that place of prosperity, your mind starts to sit there and starts to think, oh yeah, we can do this. Yeah, we've already done this, right? And so it becomes a bit easier. You become a bit more confident. It's not that it makes everything fall into place. It's that it helps kind of trick you to think that you're a few steps ahead of the game. You're a few steps ahead of where you thought you were going to be. And you keep that visualization going forward. You keep on working and pushing hard and, going after your dreams and putting things into focus. All of a sudden, you'll start to see yourself heading down paths that you only dreamed of. You start to see yourself, achieving goals that you set, but you thought were going to be impossible. And it's like, wow, I can do this, can't I? It brings you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the 9 of Earth. Your hard work pays off. This is the time to start enjoying things. Start enjoying the fruits of your labor. Subconsciously, you're looking at everything that you have done, and you need to let yourself have time to celebrate, have time to take in your blessings. Even if they're small, even if you're sitting there and saying, Dane, it's been such a struggle. It's been so hard. It's been so long. Look at everything that you have been through. Look at how hard that you have worked, and give yourself time. And you might think, I have a tendency, it's like, just keep going. But you're going to need to, and your body will make you, just sit back and say, I need to take this time for me. I'm exhausted. I need to step back and look at everything that I've done right, how hard I've worked, how much time and energy I've put into everything, and embrace where I stand now. It might seem like there are still miles to go, but there might not actually be miles to go. You might be closer to your goal than you realize, but you have to let yourself enjoy it. You have to let yourself see where you are and embrace what you're becoming. It brings you to going deeper into the subconscious, and it brings you to the Hierophant. Here it says knowledge, but it is the knowledge of your truth. It is the person who knows. And so here, with the Hierophant coming in, as you celebrate, you start to see what is essential to you. It's like, this is what I need. This is who I am. This is what powers me forward. This is what guides me. This is what leads me. And it becomes a powerful, brilliant truth that helps you rise to unbelievable heights. Here it is knowing that you are more powerful than kings. Stay true to yourself, and you will be shocked at what unfolds. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you move forward, setting yourself free and seeing that you are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.